Let's be real. We are back with our podcast, and I really need for us to get real with one another. We are still in the series of what we weren't told, what we didn't know from those senior relationships that came before us. So today we're going to jump on another topic within that frame, and it's limited beliefs. Tara, what did you mean by that? I mean, our beliefs are structured and built based on experiences that we perceive to be one way. So it's not even a factual thing, it is within us, but everyone's beliefs is different because everyone has a different experience that they perceive to be a different way. So for today, what we're going to focus on is the limited beliefs that we have that hinder our progression. So I'm going to be real about myself. And when I was growing up, my father spoiled me. I was the baby of a few kids. And he basically gave me what I wanted. Now, it may have been limited to the outside world, but as far as I was concerned, my dad was everything. So when I began to date and ultimately get engaged to be married, the one thing he said to me was, he better make sure he can treat you the way I have, that he can keep your hair and your nails done, that he can spoil you. Now, that's a dad, looking out for his daughter. But that, along with, books and TV and just things that I perceived in my own head, my limited belief was that a husband was supposed to take care of his wife in every sense of the word. Oh, that doesn't sound so bad, Tara. No, it's not. But when it's based on a premise that you, the other person, the wife, should do the minimal amount because that was the husband's role, then it becomes an issue. So I had perceived all these things to be true, and I put that perception, that belief, onto someone else who that wasn't their belief. That wasn't what they had been brought up to believe or do. So I can't throw him under the bus or put him down. All I can say is you have to make sure what you deem to be true in your head kind of coincides with what the other person believes. It may not be exact, but there should be some similarity. So after going through some things and having to do some things that I thought I would never have to, that relationship ended. Then I spent some time and then met and married my second husband, who is amazing. Has his flaws just like everybody else. But that limited belief I was just speaking about, that was still hindering in the back of my mind. But you know what the difference is? The difference is, along with that limited belief that hubby should do everything to make sure that you're happy, I added in the limited part of I didn't get all of that with my first husband. I had to do some things on my own. I had to then struggle. And that put the limited part on my belief. So I never identified it. I didn't think anything of it. A relationship ended. I then moved on. But what happened was when my husband, my now husband, started to do for me, and I could talk about something and he'd buy it and remember what I said I wanted, what I said I liked. When he would cook and I would come home from work and I could sit down and he would serve me. This was all that I thought, I believed a husband, should do and be. But there was still a problem. I wasn't truly reciprocating. A lot of people say, just inspire me and I could do all that and more for my man. I wasn't. So I'm pretty sure his beliefs were being tainted and he was feeling some type of way. But right now, I want you to deal with you. So we can't worry about the other person right now because I need us to deal with us. So again, if he listens to this and he sees it, he's going to deal with his own limited belief and then look at how to move forward past that. So for me, He was giving and doing all that I wanted, all that I said, all that I dreamed. But because there was a moment in time when I wasn't getting it, when I had to struggle, the limit was placed on those beliefs. And then somewhere inside, it became fearful to want to embrace all of the beliefs because of the limitation. So your limited belief comes with fear. So whether it's a job, whether it's family, relationship, kids, whatever the limited part of the belief became, it became fearful. So then I didn't quite move the way I should have, the way I would have, because of fear of going back to the limit. So we have to look and identify these things within us. Now, here's the difference between therapy and life coach, and what we are going to dive into and learn and grow during this podcast. Therapy means I'm going to go back to the hurt. I'm going to go back to the lack. I'm going to go back to all the things that hindered me and affected me. And some people use trauma. I'm going to go back to all those things. I'm going to live there for a while so I can dive in and figure out the hows, the whys. That's not me. If you need that, that's okay. And therapy should be sought out. But some people who are like me, they just want to identify what the issue is. Then they want to figure out, how do I move past it? How do I get rid of the fear and move to my tomorrow, move to my next step? And that's where we are today. Because in me identifying that although I was getting it, I was still fearful somewhere inside of it being taken away, of it not being real, of there being a reason for it. And some people will say, I'm fearful of good things. So when good things start to happen, I pull back because I don't want it to be taken away. It can't be real because you've experienced some bad things. Same kind of theory and thought process. But now there's a name to place to it. We have limited beliefs, and the limitation brings about a fear. And then the fear is what holds us captive. So thankfully for me, I have been able to identify the limitation. And now I have worked through it. Said, Tara, are you freaking crazy? Like all that you said you wanted and that this man should be, and you can't appreciate it? Yeah, because there was something that I had not identified. And now that I have, he better watch out. Because now I can fulfill some of what I'm pretty sure he wants from me. But for me personally, I can now grow. I can now grow past that fear. And I can embrace having a loving, giving husband. Now, that's not to say there's perfection. Never, 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 never. Don't let anybody tell you anything's going to be perfect. But it can be enjoyable. It can be workable. Anything can grow if two people are willing to work at it to make it grow. It takes two people. But it only takes one for self-growth, for self-improvement. So today, I leave you with, let's identify your limited behavior in whatever realm it may be. Wherever you see there's a fear of accepting and embracing something or someone, let's tackle that so that you too can move forward. You too can just smile at what was, knowing that what is going to be so much better. Let's be real.